away.
You're not my boss.
Go away. What is your problem with the police department?
You, exactly what you just did is my problem.
Me? I need your ID.
No.
No. So I'm gonna have to take you to jail.
I flipped him off and he got butt hurt. So this was a contempt of cop stop.
Welcome back to the LackLuster channel. Moody was featured previously in a video here, where an officer of the Lynn Police Department in Missouri pulled up in an unmarked car and gave her grief when working the night shift.
If I'm stopped, I have to check the license.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Ma'am.
No, you definitely don't. Do you suspect me of a crime?
No.
Okay.
I don't know who you are. Anybody can work here as a janitorial.
I have the keys to the building.
If you haven't seen that video, a link will be below. As a reminder, the chief of police called her employer the next day in what appears like an attempt to get her fired.
Oh, what is your badge number?
706.
706 and your name?
Officer Cade. You can talk to Chief Bickle tomorrow if you want to.
Oh, I definitely will.
Absolutely can.
Years later, the department now has a new chief, Sam Ford, and in October of 2023, Moody and her husband were at a local Dollar General when the new chief pulled in and she decided to flip him off. The chief then followed her inside and attempted to use the power of the state to retaliate against her for his hurt feelings.
Hold on, what? What was
I
that?
need to see your ID.
For what?
Because what you just did is considered disorderly conduct in the city of Lynn.
Oh, that's okay. No, that's a First Amendment activity.
No, it's not actually.
It actually is.
I need to see your ID, please.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna see your ID, or I'm gonna put you in handcuffs and I'm gonna take you to jail.
Good luck with that.
Excuse me?
You're gonna take me to jail because
Absolutely, I will.
Because I flipped it. No, that's not disorderly conduct.
Ma'am,
dude, that's a First Amendment protected activity.
It's not a First Amendment.
Yes, it is. I'm busy trying.
Ma'am,
Don't touch me.
stop.
Don't touch me.
You
Dude,
are
don't
under
touch me. Don't touch me. Get the fuck away from me.
The chief calls for backup, and Moody's husband begins recording.
Get me a county unit headed this way. I've got a subject resisting my detention.
No, don't fucking touch me. I didn't do shit
You
to
are
you.
under arrest.
No. No. No, I'm not under arrest. No.
No, you really are.
You're full of it.
Oh, Sage, send me a secondary unit. Got a subject resisting arrest.
You can't. No.
Of course I can. Man, it's a city ordinance.
Okay, do you realize that is First Amendment protected activity?
It's not.
This is First Amendment protected activity. Now leave me alone.
The chief is referring to a new city ordinance passed in the summer of 2023, which not only made disorderly conduct a misdemeanor, but included language that appears he doesn't understand. Subsection C attempts to criminalize words which tend to be abrasive or shocking, and includes gestures of an obscene nature. Giving a cop the finger is well established as a form of expressive conduct, protected by the First Amendment, and the act by itself is not grounds for an arrest or a charge of disorderly conduct. In the landmark case of Houston v. Hill, the U.S. Supreme Court recognized that the First Amendment protects a significant amount of verbal criticism and challenge directed at police officers. The court even mentions that the freedom of individuals verbally to oppose or challenge police action without thereby risking arrest is one of the principal characteristics by which we distinguish a free nation from a police state. But it appears the chief thinks that this arrest has merit because of the term gestures of an obscene nature. However, the Supreme Court case of Miller v. California created the Miller test to determine if speech or conduct is obscene. Based on the test, for a gesture to be obscene, it must be overtly and offensively sexual in nature. But it appears the chief isn't aware of this clearly established case law, and now arrests Moody.
Dude, you guys, this guy is chasing me. This guy is fucking chasing me.
YouTube doesn't impress me at all. Okay?
What are you doing? Leave me alone. You can't do. No, I am not.
Ma'am,
You can't arrest me for. No, you cannot arrest me for First Amendment activities.
Not a First Amendment activity, ma'am.
It absolutely is.
Nope.
You can go ahead and leave me alone. Here, babe. Can you take that?
You are under arrest.
No.
Right now.
Okay, I will stop now.
Charges for escape.
Lena, can you hold this, please?
For additional charges for escape.
Okay, go ahead, because,
I don't want to handcuff you. Let's go.
no, if you're gonna do it, handcuff
You're going to
me.
go outside
Oh,
this
no.
door right now.
No, if you're gonna arrest me because I flipped you off out there,
Ma'am, you're causing
go
a
ahead and do it.
disturbance. Okay?
This is because he flipped me off. No, go ahead and do
I
it.
didn't flip you off.
No, this is because I flipped you off.
Chief Ford brings Moody to his cruiser and handcuffs her without engaging the double lock. Eventually, backup units from the Osage County Sheriff's Office arrive on scene.
Hey, this is because I flipped him off.
I don't know. I was with him.
Because
So
I flipped
I'll
him
just
off.
stand back.
This is because I flipped him off. Put me in handcuffs because I flipped him off.
Yeah, absolutely.
She is under arrest for disorderly
Because I
conduct.
flipped him off. Can you please make him
We have a city ordinance. Can you put her in your car? She is quite advantage.
You'll
She made
be
me
on the
chase her all over
lawsuit
the
too.
store.
You will be in the lawsuit too. Because this is because I flipped him off.
It's okay.
All because I flipped him off. Make sure
We
you got
have
it
a
here.
listed city ordinance. And by the way, she has failed to identify herself.
The deputy places Moody in her cruiser and realizes that the cuffs were put on incorrectly and fixes them after Moody complains of considerable pain. She is then held for nearly 10 minutes before being set free.
Does he want to speak with her anymore? Do you know? Or
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's giving me a citation or a summons. But he doesn't know who I am because I have an ID. Look at these marks on my wrist.
Now, after about 15 minutes, the chief calls her to his vehicle.
Ma'am, come on over here so you can get your citation.
You can come to me.
No, you need to come here because you are in pain. You even failed to identify.
I was told to stay over here by her.
You bring her with you, okay?
I don't want to be near this cop alone.
Oh, I don't doubt it. What is your problem with the police department?
You, exactly what you just
Why-
did is my
why
problem.
me?
You just
I never
handcuffed me
even
because
met
I flipped
you.
you off. You just handcuffed me because I flipped you off. I have marks
I
on my
handcuffed
wrist.
you because-
I have marks on my wrist because
Everybody has wrist on their
because
marks after having handcuffs. They're not made for comfort. I'm sorry. Okay.
okay. And why did you handcuff me?
Because
What was your
you were
reasoning?
resisting my detention.
And what was the detention
You
for?
failed
What was your reasonable
to
articulable
identify yourself.
for what crime?
Disorderly conduct.
And what did I do?
You were
What
flipping me
I
off.
oh yes, I flipped you off. Thank you for saying that. That's all I needed.
Absolutely, it's no problem. In fact,
It's a
it'll be
First
on your
Amendment
ticket
activity.
Also,
Okay, great.
okay.
It's a First
All
Amendment
right, Kim, I
activity.
need your ID.
No.
No. So I'm gonna have to take you to jail to identify you.
If that's what you're
for a
going to
ticket.
do, if you're going to illegally arrest
Why are
me
you like this?
because I did something that's constitutionally protected, I'm not
Why-
giving you my ID.
Okay, let's go back then.
I'm not giving
What
you my
is your
ID.
big problem with the police department?
Lynn PD has with me too many times. So,
What
do
does
your
that have to
thing.
do with me?
Do your thing.
What
Do
does
your
that have
thing.
to do
If
with
you're
me?
going to illegally detain me and arrest
I
me
didn't illegally
because
detain you.
you did because I flipped
every
you
right
off.
to detain
No,
you
you
because
don't.
it is a
Not
city
because I
ordinance.
flipped you off.
Yes.
This is First Amendment protected activity.
It's a-
It is
Oh,
First
I know,
Amendment
who told you
protected
that?
activity.
What
It is a
university
First
did
Amendment
you attended?
protected
But
activity.
you obviously failed the course.
Okay. Yes, you did. You're
No,
right.
you did. Now, are you going to identify
No.
yourself then?
I am not.
You're not going to identify
I am not.
yourself. Okay.
Instead of taking her to jail, Chief Ford appears to call Amanda Grellner, the newly appointed Osage County prosecuting attorney that just so happened to help with the language of the new disorderly ordinance discussed earlier. Now seemingly hesitant to enforce his misunderstanding of the law, it appears that he also attempts to cover his butt by making a case for this as a welfare check.
I have the right to say you.
Out here, when you were doing this, I thought you might actually be in need of help.
I went like that to you.
No.
Yeah, okay.
Not what you did. But that's okay.
So because you think I need help, you're allowed to detain me?
I'm
No.
allowed to come and ask you, are you okay?
Okay, and you can't
Is
detain
that
me
not what
unless
I
there's
said?
you cannot
That
detain
is
me unless you
exactly
have
what I said,
reasonable
isn't it?
articulable suspicion of
Isn't
a
it?
crime. And there was no
Isn't
crime
it?
committed. So good luck.
You need need to really grow up a little.
Yes, you do. No crime committed,
You
so good
are
luck.
An absolute joke in this community.
No crime committed, so good luck. My fingers are tingling.
Oh, good for you.
So,
Is that from excitement?
no,
Or-
that's from those fucking cuffs.
Those cuffs weren't even on you tight. I could get my finger in both cuffs.
Yeah, except for they kept tightening more and more and more. So,
I mean, this young lady will not identify herself to me, either by mouth or by identification. I can't even write a summons. Is your name Kelsey?
I'm not answering questions.
Not answering questions. Yeah, I've never had the pleasure of meeting this young lady before. I have no idea who she is. Well, I have an idea, but she's refusing to identify herself.
A few minutes later, the call ends, with Ford and Grellner deciding to mail a citation, though Moody has yet to identify.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
We're at 20 minutes of an illegal detainment here.
Not an illegal detention, ma'am.
Absolutely
All you have
is.
to do is identify yourself. You'd be
I don't have to identify if there's
Get
not a
out of
crime
here.
committed.
Get out of here. Go
I don't
away.
have to identify if there's not a crime committed,
Go away.
dumbass.
Go away.
You're not my boss.
Go away.
Why?
Because I'm done with you. Go away.
Okay, and guess
You're
what? I'm
you're
just getting
dismissed.
started with you because you f***ed up.
Dismissed.
You f***ed up. You're gonna get dismissed from
You're
your job.
Dismissed. I doubt that highly.
Okay. You just illegally detained me. I'm gonna go to the hospital and get my wrist checked out because it fucking
you
hurts.
totally should.
I will because
You
my fingers are
totally
tingling and my wrist has lines on it. It fucking hurts from an illegal detainment.
Isn't it?
Can you guys get me EMS out here? Because my fingers are tingling.
The officers call for EMS, and they wait for an ambulance to document her complaints.
I think who she is.
Get her
This lady's
checked and then go on.
Let's took all law enforcement violence and put everything on YouTube. And I can girl ass. She committed an ordinance violation. I think
This isn't an ordinance violation. You're an officer. This is First Amendment protected activity.
Again, you failed your YouTube University horribly. Okay.
This is First Amendment protected activity,
I'm gonna
dumbass.
stop up by City Hall and get a copy of the ordinance.
Oh, I have a copy of it. Thank you very
Do
much.
you? Got everything you need? Would you like to sign to you? Got everything you need? You have a quality day, ma'am, okay? Be looking for a citation in the mail.
One of the deputies then asks her about her previous encounter on this channel.
You're not the one from the cleaning deal, are you? With the keys?
I don't answer questions. I don't answer questions.
I'm just asking. That would make sense. I've seen the video.
I don't answer questions. So.
That's fine. Get your right as an American.
It's also my right to flip them off as an American.
Less suspected of crime or asked to identify by law enforcement.
Yep.
Technically, you're supposed to.
No, not if you're asked to identify. It's if you've committed a crime. If you're about to have committed
I
or
would check the statute.
you know what? I have this. Oh, I don't have the statute on me, but the statute is that
They
you.
revised it last year because I know there were some new laws passed last year.
No, that was not one of them.
Sure. I would just be sure. So,
Not 100% positive, but I do know that the Fourth Amendment is that you can't be searched and seized, and I have not committed a crime.
yeah, you have to look at the definition of what a seizure is and what a search is.
Checking
Consistent with
IDs.
the Fourth Amendment.
Checking IDs, him putting me in handcuffs, that's a seizure.
Well,
Yes, him putting me in
I'm
handcuffs
not
is a
disputing
seizure.
your version. I'm just saying if someone is suspected of a crime and they don't identify, you don't legally take them.
Right, if they're suspected of a crime, but I wasn't suspected of a crime
Yeah.
because flipping off isn't a crime. Flipping off well, I'm telling you that's what happened was I flipped him off and he got butt hurt. So this was a contempt of cop stop.
Yeah.
He was butthurt because I flipped him off.
You know that all offensive language is not covered by the First Amendment.
No, not all offensive is.
Merely using language that someone finds offensive is broadly protected by the First Amendment, but fighting words, or words that incite violence, obscene language as defined by the earlier discussed Miller test, true threats, and limitations to time, place, and manner restrictions are examples of speech that is not protected. However, offensive language, especially when directed at the government, is of the most important speech to protect, and any public official that doesn't understand that or actively works against it is unfit for duty.
Me flipping off the officers, I absolutely can.
I'm just
So.
saying, did you know that?
I am aware. You can't do fighting words and stuff. I am aware that the
Offensive
First
language,
Amendment.
see, that's
Yeah,
where
I
the
am
gray
aware that
area
the
is.
First Amendment is not completely
Is it
protective. But
Peace disturbance,
I can redress
all
my
that is-
grievances towards the officers. It is 100% constitutionally protected that I can flip off an officer. It is 100%.
I'm not disputing.
He is. That is why he pulled me over. That's why he
Yeah,
followed me
there's
into
some
Dollar
kind of
General.
City ordinance to that effect.
But you can't make something that's constitutionally protected illegal. So then they made it illegal, which is
I would say-
that
I would
that
look towards
ordinance.
the ordinance.
That ordinance is illegal,
Yeah.
which means he just illegally detained me.
I would look towards the ordinance.
Oh, I will,
That's a
and-
city of Lynn,
And
not an Osage County.
that may
sheriff.
be, but Osage County put me in their car and put me in there for a bit. So,
Well, you gotta understand.
oh, I tried to tell her though right then that it was because I flipped him off. That
I
you
can't-
guys were letting a dirty pig dictate what you guys did.
No, I
You guys let him violate my rights.
I came up here because they had officer had a dis- disruptive subject. So that's why. Regardless, you know what to do with this.
Oh, I do. I do know.
But I did watch the video on YouTube. I didn't agree with the officer on that.
I watched that video on YouTube quite a few times, and I don't agree with that officer either. And I'm glad he's no longer with that department. And I'm glad that chief was no longer with the department because what they did to that woman in that video was very wrong.
Eventually, EMS arrives and the scene breaks apart. Currently, Moody has yet to receive a citation for the incident, but she is engaged in talks to take civil action against the chief and the city of Lynn. I obviously removed large portions of this interaction, but will link the full unedited video below. And as updates come in for this case, I'll be sure to let you know. But until then, be sure to check out Moody Yakker's channel, or try one of my previous presentations, linked on screen.